I'm about to do something that I have never done before. And that is a whole day of preservation. Not even a whole day, 36 hours of preservation. Now, that seems like a really long time in a video. It's not gonna be 36 hours in one video. That'd be kind of neat, right? No, probably not. Nobody would watch that. So what I'm doing, I'm out here on the man porch, right? Just turn the grill on, because in that tub right here, I got 2 large beef bones. So I'm turning the grill on about 450. I'm gonna get those beef bones nice and charred and hot. And then I'm gonna put them in that slow cooker pot, and that's what's gonna take 36 hours. I'm gonna let it simmer for 36 hours, and then I'll can that broth, that bone broth. But what else I'm doing here, I've got some stuff that I brought down from the shed. I've got some meat. I'm gonna sit out here. I've got this nifty thing I made for the black zone. It's like a level table. It's actually, you know, it's metal. It's clean, nice and clean. So I'm gonna cut up some meat up here, and then I've got all my ingredients right here, and another slow cooker right here. Then I'm actually going to slow cook a couple deer shoulders, and everything else. Maybe I shouldn't tell you the whole thing. Maybe stick around. Maybe I shouldn't even told you what I'm doing. You know what? Cut. Start over. I'm about to do something that I've never done before. That is, I'm about to make some beef broth. Got a couple deer shoulders right here. We'll trim them up. Then we're going to slow roast them, slow cook them. What I'm going to do first with those shoulders is I'm actually going to take some salt and pepper, sprinkle on there, so while I sear it, it sears that, gives good bark to it. The reason you do this is because you want to hold in some of that good flavor and stuff. It makes it just taste better whenever you're slow cooking it. So it's about ready to throw them on there. Now you could be asking yourself, like, why am I doing this outside? Why am I doing this on the porch? I have a place to process meat and stuff like that. But honestly, I had so much stuff that I wanted to get done today that the majority of it being able to be done on the porch, that's why. It's easier, it's simpler, right? And plus I just like being outside. I want to be stuck inside. I've got my TV up here. As soon as I'm done showing you this recipe, you'll go into like a time lapse, or just like I'll cut back and forth into doing some more stuff, because I love watching TV while I'm doing things as well. Been binge watching the Suits, been loving it. So y'all just remember, dirty hands, clean eating, okay y'all? That's right. Now that everything is under control with the smoke, getting the bones off, I transferred them into the slow cooker, covered them with water. It took about 3 gallons of water to cover the bones, and then turned the temperature to 250 degrees. Basically, I'm gonna let it ride for 250 for about 36 or plus, or more hours. What I did with my stew right here is, so you saw me sear the shoulders. I had put the onions and the celery in there already. Once I put them in there, I then put in my potatoes. I didn't have enough room for both hocks, so I did save one, and I'll use it some other way. Cut my potatoes. It calls for the recipe I use calls for like a Creole mustard, something like that, but I just use like a spicy brown mustard. And then minced garlic. You can add more salt and pepper to it, of course. Chicken stock, and and then fresh rosemary. So yeah, So that's in there. Let that cook for about 4 to 6 hours. Be ready for dinner time. Be delicious. It's good stuff. Had it before. And yeah, so what I'm going to do now is really just kind of like the preparation for what I'm going to do next. So that's where my table right here comes in handy, and the TV. Obviously, y'all can't watch Suits with me. You know, it's copyright issues. You can go watch it on Netflix. It's a great show. It's very interesting. So just going to finish cutting this meat, and then what I'm not going to use for later will be packaged up, like my back strap, stuff like that. So I'll package that up, and it's gonna be a good day. Good day of preparation and preserving and being just awesome outside. That's really the point. It's being outside. It's a beautiful day. You know what? I'll catch y'all in a few seconds. Okay, so we finished processing the meat. Now it's time for us to pack our jars with the meat, because what we're gonna do is actually we're gonna can stew. It's basically beef stew, but we're using venison, of course. But it's basically, I'm going to take my meat and pack the bottom of the jars, carrots, potatoes, onions, and then I'm going to add salt and put hot water over it. Remember, whenever you're canning, I have this all-American canner. It's great. I love it. When you're canning, if you have hot water, hot jars, you put it in a warm water here. You don't put cold water in that. She did let it, I think she heated it up on her stove first, and then she slowly let it build up pressure. That's a normal thing. So, since I'm going to be putting boiling water into jars, I will make sure that the water in the canner is warm water when I put the jars in to seal it up, slowly start processing. So I'm going to get all these filled up, and then I'll put it in there. The meat and stuff I have prepared is going to be more than the 6 jars I have. I can only process 6 to 7 jars. 6 jars, I believe, with the canner I have. So I will have to do multiple batches. So I'll just get these filled up, and I'll show you what it looks like. On basically, so you saw me pack it, leave an inch head space of water, the boiled water, which I used that to boil water quickly, and then put your lids on finger tight, like they all say, right? So I've got warm water in here. I've got the burner on, so it's going to keep it warm, and I'll set those in there. Let the temperature and the pressure get up slowly. And once you get a nice steam going, in my elevation, I use 10 pounds. And then once I put the weight on, get a nice little tingle. Be about 90 minutes that we process this. So it takes a little bit longer. If you've seen me do stuff before, chicken broth, that's only like 20 minutes. Meat, of course, goes longer. I did another thing Another thing I did was I used this little tool, gets the air out. You don't want any air pockets in here. Could cause it to crack or not have a good seal, things like that. So pack the meat, put the potatoes in, carrots, onions, and a teaspoon of sea salt, or it's Himalayan sea salt. A teaspoon of good quality salt in each jar. So let's put them in the canner and let's start canning. One thing I did do while that is going and processing those, I didn't want that meat sitting out up here, so I cleaned up my spot and I transferred the rest of the meat into a bowl, and then put it in my little mini fridge down here. The onion and the potatoes will be fine. I've got some pint jars in water right now, sanitizing. So I've got 6. The meat might be enough to do all 6, but I figured anyways it'd be a good quick meal for me to take to work and warm up type of stuff, or quick meals for one of us. The bigger jars definitely feed all of us. But yeah, so while we're doing this, back to Suits. Well, the time is up. It has been 90 minutes of that thing going. So now I have turned the heat off, let it decompress, and I'll pull it out, show you what it looks like. And then I'll work on those and go from there. Dinner is looking good though. This is what's going to be for dinner. Obviously, is that there's shoulders. You just gotta. It's just looking so good. I did also check on the beef bones. Still looking. I mean, obviously they're sitting in water, being hot, but I cannot wait. I'm gonna make some rice. I'm gonna put that over it, and I'm just gonna be happy. So let that cool off. Pull them out. Look at that beautifulness right there. Tell me that does not look amazing. Good sound. Let you know things are working. Ding dong, ding dong, bing bong, bing. This is good stuff. Good stuff for bettering stuff. And now we let everything cool. Then I can empty out the water out of the canner. But it is now time to get dinner started for Chastity. Our dinner's still going. That stew. Let's turn this beast on. 365. That's how we cook our chicken on the bone. Honestly, that's how we cook our chicken even when it was off the bone. We'll pull it out of the refrigerator. As that heats up, the chicken, I put it on a plate so it'll fit my little tiny fridge. Get it room temperature. That way it'll cook a little bit more even, especially with those bones. Those bones will hold the cold. It'll take a little bit longer. You end up drying your chicken out. You want it to be all as room temperature as possible, especially when, even like when you're doing steaks. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. Today has been an awesome day. I've gotten a lot done. I've been outside like a wannabe. This is a setup I'm gonna have to do more often because I'm happy about it. Being able to cut meat out here, cook, do all my things, man, that's what I want to do. That's where I'm at. That's my happy place. So again, let's get the grills going. Chicken will get to room temperature. I mean, we're just going to continue to binge watch Suits. That's for it. It's nearing the end of the day. That's why the hat is off, because by the end of the day, the hair looks good with the hat off. Don't you think? Looks over that piece. I need a haircut. But let me explain to you what I did with the chicken. So when I do bone in skin on chicken breast, usual, and I guess honestly any chicken breast, thighs, I'll put it bone down first, or at least skin up if it's thighs. Let it cook for a while, then I'll flip it. When I flip it, let that cook for maybe like 6 minutes or 10 minutes, something like that. Then when I flip it back over, I use apple cider vinegar and spray on top of it. What that does is it makes it crispy. I will not flip it again. Okay, so what I have here is they stay bone down, skin up. There's only 3 on there right now because I just took one off because it's at temperature. See how crispy that looks right there? Look. Let's get that nice, good crisp. That's why we do it. Well, it's dinner time now, y'all. It's time to eat. I will show you what my bowl looks like when I get my stew in it. Rice. Chastity made some delicious beans. They're going to eat chicken, of course. Probably some stew as well, I know. But I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll say au revoir. It's getting dark, and I just wanted to show you. Before I show you my bowl, this is exactly what you want when you pull. This is just the bones. Look how they are just so clean, like a duck foot. You know, so clean. That's what you want when you cook it so long. But this is what you want when you eat it. I do put hot sauce on mine. I use hot sauce on a lot of things. So, made rice, of course. And then you just pour it over rice. It's so good. Delicious. You can even put cheese on it. So good. I thank y'all for hanging out with me all day because it's been a good day. And like I said, I appreciate y'all. It was a good day. Really good day. Catch you on the next one.